Hi guys, I told you I would be right back. Did you believe me? No. Anyway, I'm so sorry about my battery dying. This is part two to my other video that says, hi y'all, I be missing you. Okay, before I get back to my layout shares, I gotta show you something I got in the mail. And it's from Sweet Lady One, who is Nicole here on YouTube. I met Nicole in the funniest way. I was doing the YouTube layout hop hosted by Zoe AF0093. And I don't know why, but Nicole had commented on somebody's page, and she's not normally a big layout maker, but she does do a good layout. And I was like, hey, I just approached her. I didn't know her from Adam. Not that I know Adam, but and I'm like, hey, would you like to do the YouTube layout hop? And she was like, well, what is it? I was like, okay. I mean, that's truly how we met. You know, follow your intuition. Every time I've had that little feeling that says, do this or do that or say this, or I have felt like blurting something out, and I don't. I always wish I did. Every year at Christmas, birthdays, I'll think, oh, I gotta get Susie something. And then I'm like, I know what it is, an electric blanket. And then I'll think, no, I'm not getting her an electric blanket. And then when I'm sitting with Susie, she's like, you know what I'm going to do with this gift card? I'm going to get me an electric blanket. So I'm glad I followed my instinct and said hello to Nicole, because look what she sent me. Look at this. Really? I mean, look at is this insane? Look. Nicole, I could never thank you enough for this. It's beautiful. So after I approached Nicole like that, I started to follow her channel. And y'all know, I'm just not much into altered items, mixed media, card making, all that. I like it, but I don't do it. So I do watch some of the videos of altered items, mixed media, blah, 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 but not near as many as layout makers. But there's a few people who do cards and altered art or altered items, and man, oh man, it's amazing stuff what they do. So anyway, I'm watching Nicole's Sweet Lady One's videos, and she shows this project, and I was stunned. So she emails me and says, Vic, I got some ribbons I want to share with you. And this is one of them hanging over that. Can you give me your address? And I was like, okay. And I mean, I was posting this video from this all over town. I even posted it on my Facebook, like on a comment to Paper Crafts, because I was hoping they would say, oh my gosh, we want to have that lady in our magazine. I would have loved to have seen that happen. But anyway, you know, they're weird. And so anyway, she sends me this. I just, as beautiful as it is on film, I wish you could see it in person. Even the men in my family were like, wow. And Nate was like, she sent you that? Look at the bottle. Look. Just gorgeous. I'll do a ribbon share, the ribbon she sent me, but I just had to show this. And I had to say this to Nicole. I'm so glad I met you. I'm so glad I watch your videos. And you do amazing work, Nick. You really do. I just can't thank you enough. Do you know, listen, okay, one more thing and then I'll shut it, okay? After I got this, do you know what rolled through my head? Now I really need a craft room so that I can display this card. Yeah, I mean, I got crap all over my laundry room for scrapbooking. I have to clean up the coffee table every time I get done crafting. none of that ever made me think I need a craft room. But I get a card and I think, yep, it's time to get a craft room up in this house. So once again, Nicole, you're a sweetie. You really are a sweet lady, and she's beautiful, and her work is gorgeous too. So go check her out. I'm going to put the link to the video for that cupcake down below. I think I may or I may not. Let's see how savvy I am today. So, as our story ended yesterday, I was right in the middle of my little rant about dressing and how important I think it is. Listen, I know in this day and age, you don't have to iron Dockers or your jeans. People don't do that anymore, and that's fine. I don't stand in there and iron every Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. But I would never send the kids out or myself out or my husband. Yeah, I send my husband out with like wrinkled clothes, but that's okay. I could send him out in something ironed and starched and he comes home all wrinkled anyway, so I gave up on that one years ago. But I do think it's important. You know, when you're going somewhere, if you're hacking around the house, you don't have to be pristine, but the whole reason I brought that up is I was just so glad that my son came home and said, Nate had a hole in his shirt all day long. And I'm waiting to see this hole that's like the size of a $50 or something. And it was just a small little hole, maybe not even as big as a dime. So that's what I put on this journaling over here. The reason I ever brought that up and read the journaling is because I struggle to journal. Somebody on YouTube, and I wish I remember who it was so I could give them credit. If it's you and you're watching this video, down below say, that was me. Someone said, when you are creating and crafting, you're like using one side of the brain. But when you go to journal, you're using the other side of your brain. I believe that. And I think my brain is square because it has 4 sides. I can be thinking of 29 different activities and things to do when I'm sitting here gluing paper down. Anyway, whoever said this made the statement that they do their layouts and then after they're all finished, they go back to add the journaling and they notice that their journaling came easier and it was better. Well, I've been trying that and maybe for me it's a little bit easier, but I have to tell you I still feel like I struggle when I journal. So that's why I always share what my journaling says, unless it's real private. And I don't know, what's real private? Am I not going to read journaling that says to my husband, I love you and you are sexy, sexy? I don't see that as private, but I also probably wouldn't say that either. I would probably say, why didn't you take out the garbage? And that piece of grass is longer than the rest. That's probably what I would be saying to him, the poor thing. Anyway, he knows I love him. I wouldn't be here if I didn't. So why get all mushy and put that on your journaling? Anyway, that's why I share my journaling. And then, I mentioned clothes. And I thought after I mentioned that about the t-shirt and the hole, people are going to think, what? What's up with that? So that's why I did it. Anyway, here's Project Lifestyle Scrapbooking. Justy, are you watching? Hi, Justy. I'm crazy today. Listen, guys, I've been having some pain issues. I'm all broken down, and I've been through like 2-3 months of increased pain, and I've been feeling better the past couple of days. And I think my family probably hates to see this time period happen to me because, like, after I've been cranky and in pain for a while, then when I feel better, I'm like, look at me! I can spin around. Look at me. Look how high I can jump. And, I just feel so good to be a level 4 pain. I get a little kooky. So, like X out and come back to a video where I've got a headache or something, you might enjoy me more. But let's move on. The reason I said Justy is a subby and somebody I sub to, and I just love him. He's such a nice young man, and he's doing a heritage album. And I think Justy and I are like the last 2 people on earth who don't use the Project Life style scrapbooking. I have no intention of doing Project Life day by day or week by week. We're boring. I mean, I could take one picture and it would be good from January until June, okay? And then I could take another picture, June, and it would be good until September. They're just kind of boring around here. Plus, I'm a little OCD. If I get behind in it, yeah, just not a good scene, you know what I'm saying? But I have to tell you, I was a little jealous about all your little products you guys are buying and the page protectors and all that. So what I'm doing is I'm continuing to do my 12 by 12s and my double page layouts. But if there's an activity or event that has a lot of pictures that I feel are important, I'm doing the separated page pockets for it. And I'm going to tell you something. I love it. Love it. It gives me another reason to shop. Because before this, I didn't dare say, oh, I'm buying this stamp set because I don't have a stamp set. Okay? I couldn't say that. My husband would have conked me in the head with the Clorox bottle. And I say the Clorox bottle because that's where all my scrappy stuff is in my laundry room. Now I can say, look, I gotta shop because I don't have Project Life cards or elements or page protectors. Not that I have to ask him to buy anything. This is my money, okay? And I work for this money. So I'm really not getting him to sign off on any of my shopping trips. But I do feel like, out of respect, I kind of listened to him a little bit about shopping, and I tried to tell him, here's why I bought this. If he even asked. He probably asks about 10 times a year. But then I shut him down like a bomb shelter door, and he don't bring it up no more. For a couple of months, I'm like, who you think you are asking me where I bought this or why I bought it? You didn't pay for it. Did I ask about your boat or your fishing lures? No, I did not. So then, like, he don't dare say anything for another 6 months. And then he's like, where'd you get that? And I'm like, oh, no, you didn't. So anyway, Project Life. See how I get off track. This, as I told you before, I stole off of Aren't You Glad? She is definitely in my top 20 people I love to see their work. Love. And she's been on YouTube a very long time. Hi, Arnie. Now, I couldn't tell you where this paper's from. Oh, maybe I can. This and this, I think, is Studio Calico. This little flare is a flare for badges, a flare for something. I bought it on Etsy. It's from Shelly. I think I said Life in Bits and Pieces on it the other day, and that's not true. Although I do like a life in bits and pieces. It's not a life, it's Life in Bits and Pieces. I told you where all that came from. Now let's move over here. I don't know. I think Rashida sent me these little journal. I know she sent this one for sure. And I think she sent me these journal cards too. This up here is like off of one of those 12 by 12 sheets of alphabets and numbers and labels that you used to get with the Echo Park collections. I think this is going back to like Playground or A Boy's Life. These are from a collection like 3 to 4 years ago. And I'm going to tell you something. I liked Echo Park collections better back then than I do now. And they were a little kitschy or maybe whimsy back then. So I don't know. I liked it better. Oh, let's see. These are wood veneer hearts by Freckle Fawn. Everything else is either Freckled Fawn. Yeah, Freckled Fawn. Oh my gosh, I knew I was saying something wrong. Or Studio Calico, and that's Nate at one of the fall festivals that they have. You'll see it's all black and white, but the pumpkin is orange. I did that using Adobe Photoshop Elements, not the $600 software, the $99 software. And that is very easy to do. Okay, I guess that's it. I'll zoom in. I typed up my journaling and just cut strips. Sorry for the glare. There's my little hodgepodge of a cluster trying to cover my uneven stickers there. See those little pennant stickers? They're also from that Echo Park sheet. I'm trying to add more embellishments to my pages. I don't want my page to be so full of trinkets and embellishments that the picture doesn't stick out. So, but I think I tend to not embellish enough. Hashtag October. And there you go. Let's go on to another. Could you die when something like this happens? I put glossy accents on this and I thought that it was dry, but I guess I laid another page against it and it took a big chunk out of that. But you know what? It's going in the photo album. Exactly like this, because I'm not going to peel it up. I probably can't. And I'm not submitting it, for publishing. So it just stinks. But it happens. Anyway, this is Nate. He was Batman for Halloween. I used one of the filters for... Gosh, what did I use to do that? Oh, it's from Picasa, which is a free service by Google, which, if it's Google, they probably, it's free for now, but you got to tell them where you got pregnant with your first child to use it. I don't know. They want to know everything. I'm a little down on Google this month. Anyway, that's where it came from, Picasa. And I love the program. You'll see I stitched around it. Some of them are like a zigzag stitch, because that's how I roll. I am a seamstress. But no, not really. Listen, a few months back, I couldn't even thread my sewing machine properly. And it would take me 20-30 minutes to get it threaded. But now that I'm doing it more often, it's gotten so much easier. These papers, don't know where they're from. The paper that I cut these out of, it was like a 12 by 12 with all those words crammed together. And I don't know how I feel about them. I think this is probably one of the first times I've ever used pattern paper that does that. And this little witch over here I cut out of something. I put glossy accents on her hat, on the bat, on her broom. I didn't do her shoes. I did pop it up. This green paper, I forget who it's by, but it's embellished, and you'll see when I zoom in. I used my lawn fawn, a birdie told me, or something like that, those word bubble stamps. This is a Hero Arts typewriter font stamp, and it says, it's Momo, because I'm sure he has heard people call me witch or something else that rhymes with witch a few times through his life. Yeah. So, where my Nene would never say anything like that, it's what I thought of. I used my little smash word thing, letter, Dymo maker. And this is from Two Peas in a Bucket. I don't know where those stamps are from. And it says ghosts, goblins, witches, treats, October, jack-o'-lantern, candy, boo, and of course superheroes. And at first I didn't have these arrows, and I felt like, and of course superheroes, so does that mean it's Mama and of course superheroes? No, that's not how I wanted it to read. I wanted you to read down this way and over that way. I'll zoom in. I could just cry about this bubble being messed up, but you know what? I'll put it in the photo album, and in a couple of days, I'll forget about it until I see it. And maybe in 10 years, I'll take it out. See how that's embellished, guys? So maybe in 10 years, I'll take it out and fix it. But for now, I'm not. Oh, and here's the stitching. Did it like a little zigzag down toward the bottom. On to the next one. Well, if you watch my videos, you know I'm doing an album entirely then and now photographs. And this will go into that album. This little doily I picked up at the dollar store last Halloween or after. Hey Pumpkin. This is a flaky font from Thickers, but I don't know what that is. This is Nate this year, and this was Nate in 2007. The little flares, I think it's called a flare for buttons. And it's the company owner is Shelly. And she's actually, I see that Two Peas in a Bucket are selling her badges. I love them. But I actually picked them up last year. These little leaves are those little cheapies that you can pick up at your dollar store. The letters or the numbers are basic gray, I think. And you'll see a bunch of different labels here. And journaling reads, your dad never misses a year in taking you to a pumpkin patch to pick out your pumpkin. Now that you are older, it's usually hay rides, games, corn mazes, and more. I'm glad Dad does this, because I always get great pictures from the trips. And this background paper, oh my gosh, I so love it. It's like a super duper embossed wood grain. It's a nice heavy cardstock, and every time I've ever got my hands on this, it's from Cassie over at paperissues.com. Go check that store out. She has incredibly fast shipping and great prices, and she's a small company. Oh, and I used some burlap down here at the bottom. Look at that wood grain. I love it. There's my Nady when he was just barely a year old. That wood grain paper in the background, right here, the orange wood grain, is My Mind's Eye, and it is an older collection. You'll see I did pop up some of my leaves. I used my white Signo Broad Unigel pen, and that's my boy. What a great day they had. It doesn't usually start to get really cold in Ohio until the first part of November. On to the next one. Uh-oh, guys, I'm about ready. My battery's going to die, so I better hurry up. This is the flip side of the other project life I showed you. So when you go to the photo album, you'll have turned the page. This time, my 12 by 12 is on the right instead of the left. It's more activities at one of the fall carnivals that Eric and my son, Eric and Nate went to. You'll see over here I used craft cardstock and that new stamp color wash by Pink Paisley. I'm loving it. On the bottom, the white is white opaque embossing powder by American Crafts. Stays On is on the top. I stuck my journaling in around it over here. A journal card, a little stamp set. I picked this up at 2 Peas in a Bucket. It's a couple bucks. My journaling's down here. I put Smooch on here using white Stays On. Let me zoom in and I'll carry on a little bit more. And if all of a sudden I cut off, I didn't fall or pass out or anything, my battery died and I'll be back. I hope to do a few videos today, actually. That Boo flare is from 2 Peas in a Bucket. Sequins, arrow. Look at this cute little swing. It looks like a horse, but it's a tire. I don't know why, but Nate don't look too sure about that. I was really proud of this little journal card, and I'm not going to read the journaling this time because I may not have enough time. How about I'll show you everything, and if I have enough time, I'll read it. They're playing games. This is from the Eyelet Outlet. More sequins. Oh, you'll see I used one of my masks. It's the hexagon or chicken wire fencing. I love this little stamp. And I used Memento Luxe ink on those. I use Chartreuse Heidi Swap spray. And there you go. There's my journaling. And see why I use the chicken wire mask is because he's in front of a chicken on a farm. See that little smooch? I used Stays On White for that. Somebody was saying how dry the Stays On pad was when you stamp. I don't know who that was, but it was like somebody I talked to and watch. You have to re-ink the white Stays On pad every time you use it. So let me hurry now. I'll read the journaling. Over here says, I am so happy that Eric and Nate have Kevin, Blair, Miley, and Carson to hang out with. Kevin and Blair are upstanding, hardworking, and moral adults. Miley is good as gold, and Carson, well, Carson, he's cute. A bit mischievous, but I've definitely seen worse. And then I put like a wink, and it says he isn't bad, just active. And they are family. Over here it reads, it looks like from the pictures that the kids had an awesome day. It wasn't too crowded and the weather was absolutely perfect. You can see where I struggle with like the journaling over here. You can tell it's a great day. There's no rain and the kids don't have jackets on. So I don't know. You know, I still struggle with the journaling. I hope by sharing my words, it does help you to think about what to write. Not that I write the best stuff. Oh, one more time. One more thing. See, I also stamped I heart you using the Stays On. Okay, guys, battery's dying. I will hopefully be back today with some more layout shares. And good luck. Hey, if you are doing scrapbook or Project Life styled scrapbooking, I hope you'll share it. And if you do, send me a link so I can see what you're doing. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment or inbox me. And as soon as I find my way to it, I'll respond. Hope y'all are having a great Saturday. Bye bye.